collection log is one of my favorite aspects of the game and can be a particular challenge on a level 3 skiller. I'm always down for a challenge, especially when there's a cool flex item on the other end of it. You need 100 log slots for your first collection log staff, so here's some to get you started. I'm going to start off by saying clues are extremely good for getting log slots, and over half the log slots I have on my skiller are from clues alone. If you're looking to push yourself to 300 log slots or 500 log slots to appear on the high scores, I highly recommend doing clues. And with that out of the way, let's start with some AFK collection log slots. And what could be more AFK than Castle Wars? You sit there for 20 minutes straight and come out with your tickets. Sometimes I'll go into a game and then go shower and come back. Make sure you go into an official Castle Wars world so you get plaudits as well, which in addition to making you a bit of money will also get you extra tickets. You can also buy an item and sell it back for full price, which means you only need as many tickets as the most expensive item you want to buy. From my experience, you can get roughly 10 tickets an hour, which means that after 1 hour of AFKing, there's 12 log slots you can get. If you AFK for 10 hours, that's up to 31 log slots. And sure, you might not want to sit there for 10 hours essentially doing nothing, but as I said, Castle Wars games are a perfect time to take a shower, cook breakfast, or check out today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Just kidding. Moving on, we have everyone's favorite skilling update, Forestry. I'm actually a big fan of Forestry. I think it made a boring skill into something that's actually pretty fun while still being reasonably AFK. And one of the nice things about it is you can decide how AFK you want it to be, whether you want faster XP at Teaks or you want to chill at U's or Magics. Forestry has 23 different log slots, and I'd say 20 of them are pretty quick to obtain. Another quick few come from Camdozel. Camdozel has 10 log slots, and 8 of them are easy to obtain. You get 7 of them from mining and 1 from fishing. It's important to note that while fishing is safe to do on a level 3 account, if you use the fish on the altar, then you'll get prayer XP, so try not to do that. Mining at Camdozel is how you get the Imcando hammer, which is super nice for things like construction or Wintertot, Temperos, and Motherlode Mine. And speaking of which, Motherlode Mine is another great way to get some more log slots. Motherlode Mine might not be the fastest ever, but if all you care about are the log slots, then you can buy and sell back the items at a rate of 80%. I would recommend keeping the Prospector's outfit though, as more XP is always nice. There's 6 log slots you can get from Motherlode Mine. And there's 2 more from Shooting Stars, which is another one of the most AFK things that you can do. I would highly recommend getting the ring from here ASAP as it's super beneficial, as it gives a +3 invisible boost even in its uncharged state. That's 67 log slots already just from AFKing, but I don't always like to AFK. Sometimes I just want quick dopamine, so let's move on to some super quick log slots. Now, this first one might sound a little weird when I say quick log slots, but agility is going to be super beneficial. Now hear me out. Getting your first set of Graceful might take a while, but that's 6 log slots right there. And there's 2 recolors that are really quick to get on a skiller, which is the Brimhaven Agility and Worm Agility. And each of those recolors also count as 6 new log slots, bringing our total up to 18. Plus, you get 2 log slots just for getting your first ticket at Brimhaven, plus the Worm Teleport Scroll is super quick to obtain as well, meaning that we've gotten a total of 21 different log slots. Also, as I'm editing the video, I remember that the Mark of Grace is a log slot as well, so bring that up to 22. But there's a couple tricks for getting through agility even faster. Firstly, Marks of Grace appear from a timer. Once you've obtained one, you won't be able to obtain another for a few minutes, so we can take that time and do anything else in the game, then come back and do a few laps and get another Mark of Grace. I used to do this while doing clues or mahogany homes, as those are some easy activities to take breaks in the middle. Once you come back, you might need to do 2 or maybe 3 laps, but you should get your Mark of Grace, and this trick also works on termites at the Worm Course agility as well. And speaking of which, you can actually get Graceful from the Worm Agility course. You collect your termites, trade them in for Amylice packs, and then sell those back to Grace, and then you can buy your Graceful set. This works out to be a faster method than Rooftops. And yeah, this is going to take a little time investment, but when you consider that you get 22 log slots out of it, I think it works out to be pretty quick. Doing the tele method might make it take longer in real time, but you get to spend more time working on other slots, so you spend less time focused on agility. And who doesn't want to spend less time doing agility? But maybe that isn't fast enough for you. Let's move on to some of the fastest log slots you can get in the game, Fossil Island Notes. Grab a stack of Numalite and some food and head to the building on the hill at the fossil island. Put the Numalite in the hole here and you'll either take a bit of damage or get a note. There's 10 notes you can get and it should only take you a few minutes. I know what you're thinking. You want even more notes. Well, don't worry because there's also 26 you can get from the ancient caverns. I briefly go over this in my video about how to kill myth dragons on a level 3 skiller, but basically you gain access to the ancient caverns by talking to Otto and starting the barbarian training. You only have to do fire making related stuff, you don't need to do anything that requires gaining combat XP. Make sure you have the NPC aggression timer plugin active, then jump in. The area contains dragons and water fiends, so you want some food and possibly an account to come by and distract the dragon that lurks by the stairs. Run over to this tile and then back up the stairs and wait out the timer. Once it's done, you'll be safe to explore the area below within the lines. Come over here and search the remains, then hop to the next world. There's a 1 in 13 chance of getting an ancient page. This does not have dupe protection, so getting all 26 might take a while, but you can definitely get a few while you're here. I'd say 20 is pretty reasonably quick, though ultimately it comes down to RNG. Be sure to bring some food, as you get whacked sometimes. Around 50% of the time, you'll take some damage, which scales with your current HP. You take 4 plus 0 to 19% of your current hit points. This means that when you have 5 hit points, you can only take up to 4 damage. If you have 6 hit points, you can take up to 5. So healing yourself to full isn't always beneficial, as long as you stay at least 5 HP. Assuming you get 20 notes from here, that brings our total up to 119 collection log slots, which will get you your first staff at the Varrock Museum, plus give you some wiggle room if there's things you don't want to do. But I still have more for you. Shazian armor now gives you the log slot if you make it through smithing. There's 5 tiers for armor for a total of 25 different log slots. The first set requires a total of 53 smithing, the second requires 63, the third is 73, fourth is 83, and the fifth is 93. Each set requires 11 Lovokite bars, which have to be smithed in this big well thing over here. Note, if you don't have high enough smithing, you can use Kovacs Grog to boost +4, or you can also just make a partial set. And speaking of Kovacs Grog, that's another quick log slot right there, along with the smithing catalyst and the ore pack, 3 super quick log slots from Giant's Foundry. Giant's Foundry isn't my favorite minigame, but one I really enjoy is Veil Totems. There's 4 slots you can get here, which should only take a couple hours. The items also have dry protection, so if you don't get the items randomly from doing the totems the normal way, you can buy them from the guy. Rogue's Den is another really quick 5 log slots. This is another one that does come down to RNG. When I did it on Razmataz, I got all 5 pieces in a total of 7 runs, though you might not be so lucky. One place where I didn't get so lucky, but I did have a lot of fun at, is Creature Creation. There's 7 log slots there. The last few might give you some trouble, but the first 5 shouldn't be so bad. Here's a tip if you're having trouble. You can teleport away and come back and the creature won't be aggroed on you. This gives you time to use your poison dynamite on it without needing to heal from its attacks. Note, the creatures despawn after a few moments, so if you're having trouble getting the hit, it might be worth it to hop to a new world and try again, so you don't have it despawn on you when you've almost nearly killed it. There's also a few buyable log slots, which are the 3 Dagonhai pieces and the teleport anchoring scroll. The Dagonhai comes from Laren's big chest in the deep wilderness and takes Laren's keys, while the teleport anchoring scroll comes from the pirate chest and uses zombie pirate keys. I've never run into any trouble doing Laren's keys on the skiller, but remember to only take as much as you're willing to lose. That should give you plenty of content to choose from, but I've still got a few more items to shout out. These might not be your cup of tea, or maybe they didn't fit in with the other things I talked about, but I wanted to mention them. Random events are a super easy way to get log slots. While they just come randomly, doing them often will give you 1 or 2 log slots in only a moment. There's 23 different log slots you can get, and 22 of them are pretty common. After you get the costume pieces from random events, you start getting XP lamps, which are huge on a skiller. The big fish can be a slow grind, but they're great if you love to AFK. There's the big bass, big swordfish, and the big shark. When you go for the shark lures will be incredibly helpful. Here's a pic from my friend's log as she goes for key house for the moon chest. Another 2 easy buyable items are the egg sacs you get from Grubby Keys. It's a little tricky to get down here, but the egg sacs are super common, so hopefully it won't give you too much trouble. LMS is one that might be pretty difficult to get started with, but even if all you can do is DD spec a bot, you can build up points. Pretty quickly, you should be able to get the bolt rack and the crystal weapon seed, which will be good for confusing your clanmates who don't know how you managed to get those on a level 3. And if you're really, really good at LMS like me, you can probably get your 1 win cape in only a day or two. If you haven't already got your Hespori seed, then you probably haven't done much farming. Go do some tree runs to get this easy log slot. Getting the supply crate from Mahogany Homes should only take a few moments, plus you get some discounted construction XP. Yay! And if you're gonna spend any time doing Mahogany Homes, you probably want your Xerix Talisman. You can get that from thieving from the stone chest or from killing lizardman shamans, your choice. The stone chest will probably be quicker, but killing a shaman gives you a combat achievement. You can grab up the fresh crab claw and shell pretty quickly after the Recipe for Disaster subquest. We also have everyone's favorite activity, Temperos. Getting spirit flakes is super quick and soaked pages shouldn't take much longer. And lastly, if you feel like spending some time in the wilderness, Rev Ether is a guaranteed drop from killing anything in the Rev's caves, and ecumenical keys are pretty quick in the Wilderness God Wars dungeon. These ones can be a little tricky, but I've guides on each of them linked below. And there you go, slightly over 200 easy log slots you can get on a level 3 skiller. I hope you found this helpful. Good luck with the collection log, and I am very proud of you.